comments were made here this morning that I think need to be addressed before you go to adjournment. I broke the speed limit to get down here. I don't come here often. When I do, it's important.
You know,
I would appreciate
you know, okay,
to be 2 minutes.
You acknowledge you're out of protocol, right?
Well, I realize
you acknowledge,
that.
you acknowledge that, right?
It's not 12, so...
No, I'm just saying, you acknowledge you're out of protocol, right?
Okay. May I?
You acknowledge you're out of protocol?
Yes,
okay.
Of course I do. I mean, I didn't think something like this would ever happen.
But you're Al Crespo. You're my friend. You're my friend.
Well,
and I'm going to give you an opportunity to speak for 2 minutes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Chairman, members of the Commission, earlier this morning, a city employee appeared before this Commission to speak about the issues regarding the changes in the labor relations contract with the city. When that individual got through speaking on the issue of whether or not he would be entitled to remain as a classified employee, you, Commissioner Carollo, reached out and pulled out a packet of information that you obviously had prepared beforehand, and you started to ask this individual about his name, where he had previously lived, and whether he had ever had any criminal activities or criminal arrests in his past. Now, you know, when somebody comes before you and speaks to the issue, you know, what you did was to attack that individual on issues that had nothing to do with what he came up here to speak about. Now, I'm a man who's robbed banks, and I'm a man who's come before this committee in the past, and I'm a man who's been attacked for my past. You and I have known each other a long time, Joe.
That's correct.
A long time. And you've never had any questions about my robbing banks when you wanted to talk to me or ask my opinion on anything. You understand? And let me tell you something. It's not what you did to that individual, but it's the message that you send to any citizen or anyone who comes before this body, that if they come up here and say something that you don't like, that you're going to reach out of your pocket if you knew they were coming in advance and use information to attack them personally, unrelated to the issue that they came up here to speak about, is absolutely unconscionable, Joe. Unconscionable. You should never, ever be allowed to do that. I'm ashamed of you. I'm ashamed of all of you who didn't stand up at that moment and said, that's out of order. That's out of order. You do not do that. You know? I'm a bank robber. I did my time. Now I'm willing to bet that that city employee has never ever done anything even remotely close to what I did in my life. And for you to do that, shame on you. Shame on you.
Thank you very much, sir.
You can respond, do you need more time?
No.
One very quick thing. The lawyer who spoke to you about that issue failed to talk about the fact that the chief of code is an executive position. And why are you going to allow the second highest position in the code enforcement department to all of a sudden become a classified position for purposes of being allowed to be considered under the labor agreement? Is that like I wrote all of you 3 days ago because the head of the union is in line to get that job? Huh?
Can I get a...
Mr. Crespo. Thank you, sir.
Can I get a 1 minute or so rebuttal? Let me be very specific. I am glad you pointed out, Al, that something to the effect of making this an example, because you know what? It should be. No city employee, none whatsoever, should be allowed to lie in an application, perjure themselves in a city application. Shame on them, and shame on whoever is supposed to do a background check in the city of Miami. For the record, Al, the information that I went through while I was sitting up here, came to my office this morning. That's when I received it. I didn't even glance through it all. That's why I gave it to the manager. That's his responsibility to do whatever he pleases with. In fact, they can even give him a party over at the sidebar for free, like they've done for other employees, and that's fine too. But you know what? If an employee is going to lie, perjure themselves in applications when they have had arrests, and I didn't go into what the arrests were for purposely, the manager has said, that's the difference, Al. I don't care if someone else have robbed banks or whatever you've done. That's your business. But when you're a city employee and you sign to get a job and then to get promotions or what have you, and you lie and you purposely keep out arrest and more, that's the big difference. So I do hope that every employee in this city or future employee got the message. Those kind of games are not going to go on anymore. Just like that one chap that they threw against me that also lied in his application when he worked for my brother. And this is why I'm not going to put up with anyone that I find is lying. And if you go into my history, you would find that when I was a very, very young commissioner, I think no more than 25 after I got elected at 24, there was a finance director that lied about his background. Gunderson, I believe was his name. And he was indicted. He was taken out of office. So this is not new, Al. This is me. I'm not hiding anything, and this is going to be me. And frankly, I don't need to be in this seat. I almost wish that I would not have ran, because the corruption that I'm finding since I got back is sickening. I'm tired of giving hands to people that normally I wouldn't be 100 miles near them, where I got to go wash my hands from the slime after I do that, because they are so corrupted. They don't care about the city of Miami. All they care is to traffic influence and fill their pockets. But you know what? As long as I'm here, any employee that lies in an application, that perjures themselves, and particularly for what he had, I'm not going to sit idly and pretend that I didn't see it. I don't care who dropped it or not in my office this morning. The only question should have been if it was true or not. I didn't even know if it was him or not. That's why I asked him. First name, middle name, because I don't know the man. So I hope that I've been clear enough. I respect your opinion, Al, but that's my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You want to be acknowledged, Mr. Vice Chairman?
Can we, it would be best to leave it here, please.